Now,
Here we are. Day after Election Day 2020 in Beautiful River, and a beautiful day.
fantastic day.
60-some degrees, it's sunny, and little breeze, it's beautiful. Still don't know who won the presidential election.
Yep.
It's very close, and honestly, I'm a bit disappointed that it's as close as it is. I thought Americans would speak out a little more, and the lawlessness and the open borders, but I'm wrong. And I kind of feel like today, the Charlton Heston standing on the beach there, and he sees the Statue of Liberty submerged in the water.
Yeah.
But I would be there with two little maple leaves as my cover, and I'd have a herniated horse because the only woman left in the world would be gigantic, and I wouldn't have a Nola.
So you wouldn't get Nola or
Right.
Nova or whatever her name is?
All the pretty women would be gone, and I'd be stuck with, and I know I'm no prize, but I'd be worried about how I'm going to keep this woman in board. But anyways,
Boar. So he saw the Statue of Liberty, realized that he was still on Earth and the monkeys had taken
Right.
over. So
And I
that's
don't
what's
mean
going to
that.
happen.
I don't
No,
mean
no,
that.
no.
It's-
Well, apes, Planet of
Right.
the Apes. And then, yeah, you're right. You'd end up with Hyacinthia.
Right.
And she'd be
but
big.
just whoever it was,
She'd be big.
surely it would be big, and that would be the only thing left, and it would take mammoth skin to give her clothing.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And then about every morning it'd be like, I'm hungry.
I'd
Go kill a boar.
I'd be out with my spear trying to kill rats the size of elephants to keep her in food. But anyways, that's kind of how I felt. But
Okay.
disappointed about the vote, and but I'm not smart. I'm uneducated. Probably have no business voting. And but a funny tweet today from Jordan Poyer's wife. I'm not sure of her name. She said if Biden does go ahead and win, she will not live in New York State anymore. And she said, quite honestly, it's already difficult to bring pro athletes to New York State. It'll be even worse with the taxing. So could be just some of the long-range plans or long-range effects of this. But
Just to start, yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. It's amazing. I wonder how any Republican who's trying to close the borders could ever win Arizona, California. Because it's nothing but Mexicans. They may even be legal Mexicans. But he's trying to close the border, and there's no way a Republican wins
And
it.
the bottom line, you hear people say, well, the wall. The whole idea to me, though, too, is we want secured borders, whether it be a wall or just guards there. And it's absurd to me that people want people to just come in, and now we're told that healthcare is a human right, so everyone will be
Come on
eligible
in.
for healthcare, including
Come on.
the Guatemalans and stuff. Now, could you imagine your hip surgery? You're waiting on a waiting list now for your hip surgery, and
Yeah.
I mean, tell me somebody in a village in Nairobi isn't going to think we got to get there to get my eyes fixed.
Exactly.
And then once you get in here and get the surgery and the medical and all of that stuff, right? Hey, all I got to do is say that I got stress or my knees hurt from the long walk, and maybe I get disability.
Yeah. DB. Yeah.
I don't know.
Why not? I mean, it's a great country. That's what we do. France really opened up their borders, and they have some terrorist attacks about every 3-4 months.
I'm stunned too that like Pennsylvania, it's their county votes. It's so close, yet they're going to take away their bread and butter.
Oil, whatever's left of coal and steel, and but you're talking about Philadelphia, Tom.
Part
No,
of what.
remember what I said about
Oh
Philadelphia?
yeah, I do remember.
That's an F dump.
Part of what happens too, and what's happening now is people are leaving New York, for example, and moving down south to South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida.
Right.
They're leaving because the taxes are so sky high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lately, COVID and crime, but actually taxes, cost of living is so high.
Right.
Yet they go south, but they take the same voting mentality that made this state such a shithole.
Right.
They take it with them.
Well, Democrat.
Yeah, and then California, where you have to play, what's that game, Twister over human bowel. They moved to like Texas, but they take the voting that made the ability
into
to
a
pinch a
shithole.
wolf on the street legal.
Pinch a loaf.
It's amazing to me, but they take that mentality and vote. Now that's why the southern areas are changing over too.
Changing
And now,
over.
coupled with the fact that Joe is going to
Grandpa
allow
Joe.
like I don't know how many percentage more illegals that come in. They'll be formed in the sanctuary cities like our lovely county.
Yep.
But they'll float them around different areas, and it'll completely change the voting
Change everything.
habits. Like Joe said the other day on one of those stump talks, he said, Kamala and I are going to do that.
Well, what I heard is the minute I'm president of the United States, I am going to Snuffleupagus.
He brought up one point that I was confused about too when he said, if he's elected president over Trump, he was going to. And
I'll tell you, it's funny because the other night when he did that, didn't find hide nor hair of that mistake on Jimmy. I'm a liberal Fallon. I used to like him. Now I can't stand him. But they mocked Trump out for a good 15 minutes about a 72-year-old man's dance moves to YMCA.
Right.
Okay. All right. Great. He was at a rally. He was dancing. Okay. Laugh your whatever off. But then we got a guy saying Snuffleupagus. I don't. The person, as you pointed out, the person in the back that was doing the sign language, they were stunned. They put their hands up like this. Like, what the hell did he just say? But that's all right. It's okay. He'll be institutionalized within a year or two, and he'll be President Kamala.
Kamala Harris or Kamala, whatever. She says Kamala, but you say Kamala, you're a racist.
Yeah.
But I like in this whole situation, I'm 62 years old, been around a while, long tooth, whatever. And but of course I'm irrelevant and uneducated and probably, quite honestly, a supremacist.
They should probably just bury us at this point.
But years ago, your dad taught me how to pay attention to voting and do a little research. Not a ton, but a little. We had, Ed Rakowski was CEO, county exec, and the county wasn't doing well. And ex-football player, what does he do? They voted in Dennis Gorski unanimously. Your dad showed me that when Dennis was upstate in the assembly or whatever, he had voted nothing to help our area.
Oh.
If he voted at all.
If he voted at all, he barely voted.
He came here, nothing changed here. I'll tell you why in a minute. Then ran for Congress or Senate, I think Congress, lost to Quinn. He stayed here, became a damn good county executive, made some decisions and stuff that I kind of chuckled at, but it turned out to be very good. World University Games, taking on the tobacco industry, all of that. Joel Giamber is the whatever in the city of Buffalo, missing $5 million worth of money. Nobody knows what happened.
He's a
controller. And he's running. And people say it's time for a change. He's handsome. Gorski's got henchmen that he's paying to work and all this stuff. I said, you got to vote for Gorski. He's finally working for us. Oh, no. Giamber came in, and the county went into that green-red control board bullshit.
Yeah.
But they voted old Joel in, well, because Dennis had henchmen. Joel Giamber had guys, clonies, a couple of them at the medical center, that had no business doing any kind of a job, but he doesn't just put them in as like an orderly or, God forbid, a transporter. Nobody go that low. But he had them like in building maintenance, overseeing things, like in an engineering role. Finally, the guys in maintenance said, get him out of here, he doesn't know anything. Completely destroyed the whole layout of the remodeled 7 South, right? One day I was going to lunch and your dad pointed out, see that guy over there? Yeah. He's weed whacking. $65,000 a year, that's Joe Giamber's boy. They didn't know what else to do with him, they had him weed whacking.
Oh my
So the point is, they all do it, but vote for who's going to be good for you.
Yep.
All these guys are perfect, and Biden, I don't know, 47 years, what in the hell he's done, but he, and you know, and
I don't even dislike him. It's my fear of his cabinet and Kamala being ready to, with Botoxy, getting rid of him because he stumbles, and then we're going to have Kamala Harris and AOC, and who's the Arab up in Minnesota?
Oh, Johan Omar, who married her brother to get over here.
Yeah.
But folks, come on, man. He wants to put Cory Booker in because he wants to bring the cities to the suburbs. See people in Clarence and OP. Hey, there's something called like Section 8, and he wants to move these people out and give them the same ability to live there. I'd love to go live in Clarence if somebody subsidizes me.
We can't afford it. Only Larry Argenta can afford it. We can't afford it.
You say this stuff can't happen. Beware. This is their plan, and please, hide your guns. You're going to need them because the defunding of the police, nobody comes out anymore and says, a crime's a crime, you're going to be prosecuted. It's, let's lessen it. This is what he meant.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. You
ain't catching me going downtown, Riverworks, or any of that stuff with defunded policemen and retiring. By the way, the state retirement
very sexist.
Plan,
some women are police.
this Cuomo, our king, he's tapped into it 3 times, y'all. And we have record amounts of police retiring, not counting the other state workers. That fund's going to run out real quick.
Yeah.
By the way, funny story about our king.
Yeah.
Toby Gillis sings about it. I done the sheriff's daughter,
Yeah.
the governor's daughter, and it sure did hurt his pride. His daughter, who gets the, they don't care about bonds and appearance tickets because they got the taxpayer guards.
Yeah.
She started dating one of the state troopers, and
One of his guards.
he found himself bye-bye.
Yeah, he's up in Plattsburgh where he's sitting in a teepee, I think, right on the Lake Champlain.
Got rid of that, right?
Yeah.
Cuomo didn't want any of that messing in his gravy.
Yeah.
Like that? Gravy sauce, gravy.
I get it now.
Like he said the other day. You know?
So Tom, I think in the next couple of minutes we should talk about
I totally agree. That was totally good, And by the way, Jerry Sullivan wanted everybody to vote for Joe Biden, and he's doing real well. In fact, I think the Niagara Gazette did come out and say that indeed Biden took Arizona.
He did. He got let go of the Buffalo News. He got let go of the Niagara Gazette. Now he just tweets out. The guy's a complete idiot.
Yeah, but he's going for Biden, and I think his Gazette did, like I said, claimed Arizona.
He came out and said that Ronald Reagan, who I think by almost all accounts was one of the best presidents we've had. Now, I agree with that. Maybe people don't. I'm just saying historically, he was looked at pretty well. And as Jerry Sullivan comes out and he goes, he's just a spiffed up version of this bozo Donald Trump. Okay, whatever you say, Jerry. Jerry, what were you doing?
Unfortunately,
chasing golf balls?
What happened here too, I think, is people bought. Nobody likes the guy's personality, Trump.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, now he's not going to let.
Now it's 2:30 in the morning. He's going. That's it. The vote's over. Now, yeah, we know the vote's over. Okay, we got to count him.
He was winning, but then he's not winning. And listen, I was people on Biden's campaign, which you never hear about, were upset because Florida was all Biden, but as the votes started coming in and they were counting them, it changed. Well, they were crying foul. They also have lawyers involved, but you don't hear about it. Bottom line, everybody did what they had to do, and
lawyers in love.
Don't cry for me, Venezuela. That's all I can say.
I think what's going to happen now is you're going to have this will be in court for weeks, and I guess the delegates have to. I think it's December 6th or 8th. They have to vote for their candidate, and I guess we'll see. But
by the way,
COVID.
You don't know. By the way, the ACB, the Amy Coney Barrett, she went to. Was in the Supreme Court that was going to change everything.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court ruling the other day came out against him, but you didn't hear much about that, did you?
No, because it doesn't fit the rhetoric.
Right. But whatever, it is what it is. Like I said, I have my Venezuela flag ready to fly.
I'm not going to. We're not storming the streets or anything.
By the way, that did work. The burning, looting, and it all worked. Because people say, well, Trump did nothing. It was all under his watch.
But he
actually wasn't.
Couldn't do anything.
By the way, a lot of the left are calling for the complete doing away of the Electoral College, which basically says the pinch-a loafers in California and the New York City jackasses have their say in everything. Forget Idaho.
Forget everything else. Of course, in Buffalo, New York, here we have no say in anything.
No.
We vote, and we
didn't want that Letice James as Attorney General who ran on impeaching Trump, which has nothing to do with her job, but
Right. But it's absurd. You live in Western New York, great community, great weather, we love it, and people are wonderful. But my God, the taxes, and you have no chance of getting rid of anything. You can't vote for president because it won't count unless you're a Democrat. And you can't get out Cuomo or anybody else that's a Democrat. I don't know how we got Patakian in the 90s.
I think a lot of
did they fall asleep? Or?
A lot of the refugees too could maybe have a final resting place.
Don't have to live like a refugee.
Isn't it scary though when the Biden song, Trump gets on the stage, they play "Proud to be an American," "God Bless the USA."
Yeah.
Biden gets on the stage and when they play "Oh Child, Things Are Going to Be Easier."
Yeah.
Remember when it used to be, "What can you do for your country?" Now it's, "How much can my country give me?"
Exactly. Boy, isn't that the truth? Of course, you and I are getting nothing from our country. We just work.
Right.
But yeah, that's okay.
Remember when they used to name our military, like say ships and stuff, over after heroes or presidents or
the USS Reagan or
now we got the SS Manson. Are you kidding me?
Well, next would be the guy up in, that started all this. What's his name?
No, I'm not going to say it.
Okay. Anyway, we got just about 3 minutes left. Want to talk a little bit about the Bills?
Yeah, the Bills played the Patriots. It was up and down a little. And I know the Yellow Pages are concerned because the defense is porous and the offense didn't do. The passing game was gone. We won.
We won.
All I care about is winning. and we won. The kid came up with a play at the end of the game. We won the game.
How many times
Move on.
in the lore of the 20 years do we say the McKelvin fumble, the pass
missing
interference
down.
that wasn't, the missing down? There was always something. Well, how about this time?
How about that one?
Let's just say the Zimmer play.
I did
this
that.
time.
I did it without even trying. They threw that Hail Mary in the end zone. They called pass interference. That's never heard of.
It's unheard of.
In
It's not,
Boston.
may not have happened since either. But anyway, we won. Now,
By the way,
we are not.
I hope it doesn't come back to haunt us though with our taxes and stuff in this state, y'all. But hey, whatever.
I'm beefing my brains, y'all. No, I think that the Bills are what they are. I'm a little disappointed that by yesterday at 5 o'clock we didn't go out and maybe pick up that Desmond King, that slot corner. I think Teron Johnson's horrible. He can't cover Tommy here. And as far I didn't say me because I'm a cow.
Look.
But anyway, and the defensive tackle. But long story short is we are what we are. We're not. I don't think we're Kansas City, Baltimore, Pittsburgh yet. Win the division. What did we say before the year? Win the division.
Right.
Get a home playoff game and win it this time
And
because
then
we lost the last two.
This is a different year with all the things going on and lack of training camp and all that stuff. See what happens when the season's over. Win that division and see how all the chips align on the other teams with injuries. We got some significant injuries
Yeah, we
right
do.
now,
We really
and
do.
I know other teams probably do too. But Edmonds and Milano not playing at 100% hurts us.
Yeah.
And but we're just win, right?
Just win. Seattle's going to be tough. I think it's only a 2.5 point game, which is unbelievable. That shows you the respect we do get in Vegas.
You know, and George Salas used to say it all the time. Just win, baby.
George Salas?
Alice,
Alice?
George Alice.
No, he didn't say that. You know who said that?
Who's
Al Davis.
Al Davis
Yeah,
from
he's
the
dead now, from the Raiders.
Los Angeles Raiders?
Well, it was Oakland when he said it.
He said that?
Yeah, just win, baby.
He said it too.
Yeah, so it's amazing. But yeah, we're gonna have to. It's gonna be tough. Seattle's gonna be tough, I think. And so actually, there's really not much left on this schedule that's not gonna be tough. So we just got to come at it and have some fun. And another empty stadium. First time Seattle's come, and we can't.
Well, like we used to say, we started the show. All these games are gonna be tough, and a lot of it's gonna be harder. You know, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
do it.
Well, so it's,
You know,
so it was stadium.
that's what I say.
You know, it's just our stadium. And you know why COVID?
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. And now that we have the cure, and the cure is gonna be, if Joe wins, I mean,
Tomorrow it's over.
right.
COVID's gone.
COVID is gone. This man has the
He's
whole
good.
plan.
The plan is masks, wash your hands, and social distance.
And,
God, I've never
and
heard
the
that.
vaccine.
And the vaccine.
But it's gonna work, and that vaccine's gonna go to everybody.
Everybody.
Guatemala first,
Absolutely.
because he said on the stump the one day, well, I didn't do it, and then whatever.
Whatever.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Go
Just remember,
Bills. Go
keep
Bills.
living over. You might have a real hard time straightening it up, especially if you got arthritis.
In fact, right now, I don't think I can't even bend. So, I think actually, I think more Americans have bent over than ever in our history right
My
now.
dear friend in New York always says, "Come," you know.
Yeah, come get some. I understood.
Oh yeah.
I understood it. I did because, I understood what you're saying. But yeah, come get some, baby. All right. Well, listen. Not much going on other than that. Bills, go Bills.
Yep.
6-2 looks great, and we didn't do it with a resounding bang, but we did step on the throat.
Hey, we're 6-2.
We're 6-2. We stepped on. We broke it up.
Come nowhere close to playing our best game yet.
That's right. So it's good. All right. Well, anyway.
By the way, one last quick thing.
Yes.
I was proud of Josh Allen, audibilizing, running, and not throwing into the seven DBs and not throwing that bad ball. The only pick really wasn't his fault. A lot of
I agree. And
things there.
everybody's all over him. It's like they're playing too deep zone. Yes, I think you can beat it, and that's on Dable. We got to figure that out. But at the end of the day, he's not throwing bad passes.
Right.
He looked at a 7-man, and the genius put 7 out there almost all game. Well, what happened to the genius?
Well, and he
Because
ran
we
all
ran.
over it, but he's not a genius this time because he lost.
Right.
But he was other times.
We ran
because they
all
won.
over it. Yeah.
And we've always said that.
We always said Brady. All right. Anyway, have a good night. We'll talk next Wednesday. By then, we should know the president. We're not sure.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. We do think it's Biden, but whatever happens,
Some
happens.
say that
Just
there's some
hold
missing
on
votes.
to the Senate because we
Oh my God.
and regardless of what you think, it's a checks and balance country,
Right.
And if we're gonna have, if we're all Dems or even all Republicans, there's no checks and balances.
You need to check.
It's got to be a yin and a yang.
By the way, you know,
so.
they talk about infrastructure and all this stuff. That somebody tell me how anybody get anything done with all the Congress did the whole year. Chuck Schumer and the guys
Try to get rid of him.
impeach the guy, but he'll come up for re-election the next time, and it'll be a landslide for old Chucky.
Yeah, there you will. All right, see you, everybody.